the device, man, sleep is good. I feel great every day. I'm always like feeling high. Your skin is looking younger. I was starting to get like this turkey neck situation. That's pretty much gone. I lost 10 pounds. I'm ready to lose more. I just have so much energy. I'm back running 2 miles. I hadn't run since like 2011. Face is looking younger. People are confusing me with being my son's sister now instead of like his cousin, not ever his mother, but it's getting younger and younger. So that's great.
Hey, Marilyn, thanks for coming to spend some time with me today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
You are so beautiful. It's good to see you.
As well you. Thank you so much. I'm so thankful.
Aw.
You have no idea.
Well, can you start out by telling us a little bit about how you were feeling prior to coming to QHS?
Yeah, well, I'll start off just telling you a little bit about myself. My name is Marilyn. I am an early adopter. I have had my device since September 8th. My second device I got January 8th. So I think that's about like 8 or 9 months now that I've had it. Let's see here. A lifetime of manifesting regress aging has landed me here. I have been saying my whole life, I'm not going to age. I'm not going to. Yeah. And guess what? I have landed in that place. So manifesting is amazing.
Perfect.
Who am I? I am 56 years old. I have one son. I really don't work in my field anymore. I was a counselor for 30 years. My last 17 years were in the high school, local high school in the county. Quit that, ready to make moves. So I've kind of been retired since about 55. But I work at my son's store. So I'm still working. I'm actually working like really physical right now.
What kind of a store does your son have?
It's like a catch-all. So half of it is Amazon returns, and the other half is like household staples, like, tissue, toilet paper, things like that.
Oh, yep. Cool. So and he's industrious.
Yes. And he's young and he's a major manifester and he works hard, and now mom works for him. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's great. What a great mom you are.
Yeah. So I broke down my health so that you kind of get a feel of who I am. I broke it down kind of by the decades because it's not a lot. I have been generally pretty healthy. When I was a kid, I've had my wisdom teeth taken out. I was supposed to get my tonsils taken out. I never did. Nothing ever broken, pretty healthy as a kid. In my 20s, I was very healthy. I worked out a lot. My son, I had by C-section, so they've taken everything out and put it back in. And I have like, the scar there that you can tell, like the separation of like the torso and the bottom. In my 20s, I also had a DNC. I had an IUD for a while, and I had like some awful side effects. So I got that taken out, and probably 10 plus years of birth control pills. So that's my 20s. Like I said, I don't really go to doctors. I go to a chiropractor and an iridologist, and then I make my own homemade tinctures. I don't really go to the doctor for hardly anything.
Oh, ever. You're a cool chick.
In my 30s, I had LASIK eye surgery. I had my tubes tied. I had a DNC. I was having a round of yeast and bacteria infections that they could never get to the bottom of. It wasn't like always sexual because I wasn't even having sex a lot of the time. So I didn't really understand, but we'll fast forward to some other issues with that. I had my iridologist found I had a lot of parasites. I always do parasite cleanses. So she's like, your body is a wonderful host for parasites, boo. But thinking about my 30s, I was drinking coffee with sugar every single morning, empty stomach for like 15, 20 years. So I really think, and I'm a blood type A, I think that like shot my gut. Anyway, so moving on, that was my 30s. My 40s, I got diagnosed with low thyroid. I took pharma meds for about a year, and then I was like, I'm not going to do that anymore. So I just take kelp and iodine for that. I worked out a little bit in my 40s. I had kind of stopped working out but my gut symptoms are ramping up. So let's talk about my gut symptoms. This is my primary issue, as far as what I can notice, for this study, my primary issue. So I noticed, probably starting in my 30s, if I was to drink coffee, maybe have something sweet at lunch. And I remember I had some coffee and sugar. Then if I ate anything sweet during the day and had maybe a glass of alcohol or something at night, I would like secrete this gross, like, ooh, like it just would come out like my yuha. And I'm like, what is that? I thought it was like bacteria infection, yeast infection. But fast forward, I figured out it was connected to my food. So weird, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. And so in my 40s, I kept trying to figure out what that was, the connection with that and how it was coming out there. But then I was like, I've had so much happening down here. I had C-section, everything taken out, IUD, which I don't think went, like, who knows what happened to like maybe cause like a disruption, or I don't know what the hell was happening, but no one ever diagnosed it. So that's my primary issue. So that was ramping up in my 40s as I was getting closer to like premenopausal. So in my 50s, the gut symptoms are getting worse. Premenopause started at about 52, full-blown menopause at 54. So that's about 2 years I've been no period. My teeth started moving around in my 50s, so I went and got Direct Smile to like straighten them out. I'm like, great, I just wasted that money. The ARC's probably gonna do something. Like, and like I legit just finished the program. Like, it's great, right in time for the move again. Also, my feet were getting stiff in the morning. Like in the morning, like when I would stand up, I couldn't like walk right away. I could walk right away, but it was like I had to like until it like eased up. That was weird. So that was happening. So that, and my body was starting to get hot, like in certain positions. Like if I laid on my stomach, like it would feel like something was about to happen. And that's interesting that these ladies talked about on the last call, if they laid on their stomach, they would pass out or something weird.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, maybe if I would have laid on my stomach longer, because it really felt so weird that I had to flip over and was like, okay, what is all that? So yeah, so all that was my history and what I was kind of ramping up as far as things happening in my knee. Oh, and I had a little tinge of like pain in my knee. I used to do step aerobics. So this little pain, if I hit my knee in a certain area, it would go weird. But literally other than that, I was pretty healthy, other than that. But honestly, the only thing that was physically, that I could tell was wrong with me was the gut issue. The thyroid was under control. Everything was under control. I don't have any, like, I can run, like, so I was still pretty good.
Awesome.
So now I want to talk after the device. All right. So,
you're all prepared. You're so funny. Long live step aerobics. Oh my gosh. That was the funnest stuff.
The best, right? Yeah. That was my whole 20s. So after the device, man, sleep is good. I feel great every day. I'm always like feeling high. People are like, what? Why are you so happy? Well, that's the whole thing. My face is looking younger. People are confusing me with being my son's sister now instead of like his cousin, not ever his mother, but it's getting younger and younger. So that's great. My hair color is going back to its original color, and my hairstylist alarmed me at that. I had no idea. She's like, are you coloring your hair? And I was like, no, what's happening? She's like, Marilyn, underneath, it's all like this red color. And I was like, oh, the color it used to be when I was younger. She's like, is that what's happening? So that's changing. And my anesthesiologist, not anesthesiologist, my how do you say anesthetician?
Just esthetician.
Yeah, that, yeah. So she noticed that when she's doing my microdermabrasion, she's like, man, this underneath skin is like gorge. So actually she begged me, she's in a study now just from like seeing the differences that she saw in my face.
Cool.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome? So my skin is looking younger. I was starting to get like this turkey neck situation. That's pretty much gone. I lost 10 pounds. I'm ready to lose more. I just have so much energy. I'm back running 2 miles. I hadn't run since like 2011. I'm back running, and I am 5'4". And when I started, I was like 154 pounds, and I did lose 10 pounds. So I'm about 100, between 140 and 145. I want to learn. I just started violin lessons. Oh my gosh, I have never played the violin in my life. And so I'm on my second lesson. I'm doing Duolingo Spanish. Like, I just want to learn and just do everything. It's
Oh
amazing.
man, I just love your energy. That's awesome that you're doing that, because then you're opening up all these other areas of your brain, total expansion. That's cool.
Woo. So yeah, did that give you like the rundown real fast? It didn't take too long, right?
No, it was perfect. So now, okay, moving on, you get to take all this beautiful knowledge and experience and wisdom from the last 5 decades of life and apply it to a 30-year-old body with your do-over. What are you going to do with that?
So I was on the decline for careers. So I am going to reinvent myself. I'm thinking I'm going to go into the new medical industry, I wanted to be a doctor before, but that calling just didn't hit me. I didn't like drugs. So I was like, why would I, pump drugs to other people? So I'm thinking about going in the new medical direction. I might possibly have another kid, get married again. I've been divorced since forever. The mate thing for that is going to be interesting. How do you find a new mate that's going to meet the new you? Like, you're 70 years up here and 30 years in the body. So which dude do you choose, the 70-year-old or the 30? Either way, it's just going to be interesting. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going to be
that's a good point. Because I've been married for 33 years, but if I was single, I think I would meet somebody who's already gone through the arc, because it's going to take off like wildfire. I mean, it really is. Once people see the proof that it works, it's just going to go crazy, and we're going to be building and building and placing centers. And then that way they get you, you know what I mean? Because
they're like, you're what? You're 70 years old? Yeah, 70 years old, perfection. We're not going to need any advertising. Right. There's just no advertising needed. This is literally, we're going to be walking billboards. And once you put it on something like the Today Show or Good Morning America, now it's done. Do you know what I'm saying? Once you have this is going to be so huge. We actually need to keep it out of there so we can grow organically and safely instead of having a stampede at the door, Well, and what's happening is the stampede that's at the door, they're not able to help us manifest the rest that's to come because of the energies that we're seeing that's kind of being put on here that are. Good point. Good point. Yes. Yeah. It waters it down. Like, we've come too far to keep, and then you start putting this peripheral in, and now it's like the what? And you're like, whoa. Like, that's not how we manifest moving forward. So I feel like the smaller we keep it to finish this and to make it like solid, then you can bring in all those other entities who are not there. They're not there. They're not able to have this conversation. They don't even get it. I can tell by the things that they're saying. I'm like, yeah. And think about this. If we grow organically, it's going to be people who resonate with what we're talking about instead of shoot that wall up. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to get it when we do that face-to-face discussion, instead of, posting it out, on media, because it's going to be more of an experiential, thing, and they're going to either get it or not. And I always say, if they don't get it, it's okay. They're just not called for the work. They're not ready. Like, my mom, she has this, she should be wanting to do this. And she's like, but, when it comes to other things, she's not there. And she's not there with this either. And I had to be okay with that. She's just not there, no matter that she's seeing. She's like, this is really doing something. But everybody around me is like, okay, so can I see this thing? Now they have questions about it. They're like, you're roller skating around. Like I can roll, I'm back roller skating. I can do cartwheels. No one's doing this at 56. Like this is crazy. And now
Yeah.
people are starting to be like, like I had these girls the other day, they're like, can I actually see it? And I was like, sure. And they were like, well, it's so funny. We thought it was attached to you. They thought that somebody had put something under my skin. Like they're like, oh, you can take it out? And I'm like, yeah. They were like, oh, we thought it was underneath, like it was a pacemaker or something put inside of me. I was like, no, it's not anything, because I just wear it on my back. I don't care. People can see it. I don't care. And they're just like, yeah.
That Kelly made me this. I don't know if you know who Kelly is, but she made this like little crocheted pouch. And I have the blue light poking out so that people can see it and then ask me about it.
Yeah.
And that way, I mean, even at the gym this morning, my trainer's like, what's that? You got snacks with you for later?
Right.
I'm like, no.
Like, not snacks.
So
well, I feel like we are so lucky, and we're not going to have to do any advertising. This is just literally word of mouth in a second. But I knew the second we started giving it to the kids, and I'm like, the kids don't appreciate health yet. They've not even had 5 colds in their life. They don't appreciate. So I was happy that piece was like, because I just saw so many problems with that, you know? And same as bringing too many people in too fast that are just not in the same space.
Right. And so once we reopen, maybe in September, who knows? I'm not sure when she's going to reopen, but once we do, all the dust will be settled. We'll have the QR experience, the HHS, proof of concept study, and then we'll be able to be in growth mode.
Yes, because when they were talking about before being on the Good Morning American, I was like, oh no. I was like, we're not ready for that yet. Everyone would be coming at us with what? Like it just, so I was happy that I didn't hear anything else about that for a while. So
yeah, nope, this is just the way it is, all organic. With people like you sharing their amazing stories, and you're bouncing off the walls here. So the energy,
I am bouncing off the walls all the time. It's crazy. Yeah.
Everybody's going to be like, I want what she's doing.
Well, I am doing 2 of these.
Oh, you have 2 on?
I have the small one and the big one. So I use one in the daytime and one at night. Sometimes I started putting them both on my feet at night, like everyone was talking about within the sock. But honestly, after doing that, this one stopped being charged the way it, I wonder, did I trip them by keeping, your feet, or so I was trying to keep them. I wonder, did I trip something? So I'm not putting them both on anymore, but I do put one on my feet at night because I do feel like there's something to that one.
Oh, it makes sense because the energy meridians are at the bottom of your feet, they initiate there. I just wouldn't be able to sleep with anything on my feet. I get so warm. I like to have my feet out from under the covers.
Me too. So what I did is I took a sock, one of those little footy socks, and I cut out the toes, and I just stuck it just down in here enough, but my toes are out because I can't, like I'm with you, like I would die if I had a whole sock on. But my toes I cut it out just enough where my toes, and it works. It doesn't like.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah, but I feel like there is something to that.
Okay. Yeah. I believe that would be because the energy meridians down there. So I'll have to do that, cut the toes out. That makes sense.
To try, yeah.
So what would you like to
go ahead?
Go ahead. No, you go.
I was trying to just make sure I went through all my notes. But go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, in closing, is there anything you'd like to finish up with?
No, I literally feel like a teenager again already. Like it's crazy. I wonder if you weren't waiting for the whole ARC experience, how long, if you just carried this, how long to bring the body as close to perfect as possible without the 3D part of it. I wonder how long this would take.
Everybody's body is completely different. So it's hard to say. It depends on how many layers of the onion you need to peel off,
Yeah.
So, but I mean, why wouldn't we go in the ARC? It comes with our membership.
Oh no, I'm so excited. I'm actually hoping by this week I can be a VIP donor because, oh my God, if I don't get an invitation to that ball, I will die.
You are so
I came
cute.
all this way and I don't get to go to the party. Like the party's thing, you know, we gotta like celebrate. So
Yeah, that will
figure.
be fun. I wonder where, when. There's no particulars out about that yet.
Oh, I know,
But
but it's gonna happen. I already see us there. Yeah,
oh
and we're all
yeah,
new bodies, and like we can't even
oh
believe
yeah,
we're like in shock.
yeah.
Oh, so good. Yeah,
It's going to definitely be an event to be at for sure.
yeah.
Well, I can't wait to meet you in person and give you a hug because I love your energy and I need to suck some up for myself.
All right. Well, me too. Well, you look very energized and you're gorgeous and you are the perfect person for this. So
Aw, you're very sweet. Thank you.
yeah.
It's funny. I met Cynthia because I interviewed her for my podcast.
Oh, nice.
For my other podcast I'm not doing anymore, but I had it for like 5.5 years, all about holistic health and stuff. And she came on and then the next day she offered me a position. So I'm like, this
You're
is
like,
exactly
okay.
what I want. I mean, this is perfect, you know?
Yep.
So
Lucky
it was a
you.
God thing for sure. Manifest. It was all manifested.
That's all there is. For real. That's all there is.
That's right.
Yep.
You are so cute.
Right. Well,
Marilyn,
thank you.
thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to interviewing again for part 2 after
Yes.
your do-over.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Thank you so
beautiful
much.
girl. Make it a beautiful day and I'll see you
right.
next time.
Okay.
Okay, bye for now.
All right.